Discover the wisdom of famous Stoic philosophers with these brilliant Stoic quotes. As my favorite quote by James Pierce explains, "To be Stoic is not to be emotionless, but to remain unaffected by your emotions." So simple yet so difficult to achieve. If you're interested in Stoic philosophy, check out this collection of the most famous Stoic quotes by famous Stoic philosophers from ancient times to modern-day thinkers. Let's start. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. The day a man becomes superior to pleasure, he will also be superior to pain. Seneca. Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Rule your mind or it will rule you. We're never unhappy until we remember why we're supposed to be unhappy. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality, to love only what happens, what was destined. No greater harmony. Marcus Aurelius. Control your perceptions. Direct your actions properly. Willingly accept what's outside your control. Ryan Holiday. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Seneca. Make the mind tougher by exposing it to adversity. Sometimes in life we must fight not only without fear, but also without hope. The more you seek the uncomfortable, the more you will become comfortable. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. Seneca. A bad feeling is a commotion of the mind repugnant to reason and against nature. Be a master of the mind, not mastered by the mind. A Stoic is someone who transforms fear into prudence, pain into transformation, mistakes into initiation, and desires into undertaking. He who sweats more in training bleeds less in war. You must grow in patience when you meet with great wrongs, and they will then be powerless to vex your mind. The phrase that I use the most to myself in my head is one word: accept. It can ruin your life only if it ruins your character. Otherwise, it cannot harm you, inside or out. We begin to lose our hesitation to do immoral things when we lose our hesitation to speak of them. We should not, like sheep, follow the herd of creatures in front of us, making our way where others go, not where we ought to go. Seneca. The good and the bad occur at all times and will keep happening. We can become lost if we go with the hype of good and bad every time. T. Setso Maloma. We should discipline ourselves in small things, and from these progress to things of great value. Marcus Aurelius. To become a Stoic is to endorse the truthfulness of its worldview and accept its prescription for how you ought to live, not just to like how it makes you feel. Man is mostly a collection of emotions, most of which he would do better not to be feeling. If I should die tomorrow, I will have no regrets. I did what I wanted to do. You can't expect more from life as a human being. You may have emotions, but these don't need to affect your soul. The two are not one. Entrust everything willingly to the gods, and then make your way through life. No one's master and no one's slave, perfection of character. To live your last day every day without frenzy or sloth or pretense. Marcus Aurelius. Consider at what price you sell your integrity, but please, for God's sake, don't sell it cheap. Marcus Aurelius. Accept the things to which fate binds you and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Marcus Aurelius. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Marcus Aurelius. Life is neither good nor evil, but only a place for good and evil. Marcus Aurelius. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Marcus Aurelius. Think of the life you have lived until now as over, and, as a dead man, see what's left as a bonus and live it according to nature. Marcus Aurelius. Love the hand that fate deals you and play it as your own, for what could be more fitting? Marcus Aurelius. Today I escaped anxiety. Or no, I discarded it, because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. Marcus Aurelius. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. Marcus Aurelius. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. Marcus Aurelius. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will have strength. Marcus Aurelius. Consider that before long you will be nobody and nowhere, nor will any of the things exist that you now see, nor any of those who are now living. Marcus Aurelius. External thoughts are not the problem. It's your assessment of them, which you can erase right now. Marcus Aurelius. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. Seneca. To be always fortunate and to pass through life with a soul that has never known sorrow is to be ignorant of one half of nature. Seneca. And if you want to know why all this running away cannot help you, the answer is simply this: you are running away in your own company. Seneca. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Seneca. It's not because things are difficult that we dare not venture. It's because we dare not venture that they are difficult. Seneca. If what you have seems insufficient to you, then though you possess the world, you will yet be miserable. Seneca. If you live in harmony with nature, you will never be poor. If you live according to what others think, you will never be rich. Seneca. What is harder than a rock? What is softer than water? Yet hard rocks are hollowed out by soft water. Seneca. You should live in such a way that there is nothing which you could not as easily tell your enemy as keep to yourself. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. Seneca. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Seneca. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Consult your friend on all things, especially on those which respect yourself. His counsel may then be useful, where your own self-love might impair your judgment. Seneca. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. To err is human, but to persist in the mistake is diabolical. This is our big mistake, to think we look forward to death. Most of death is already gone. Whatever time has passed is owned by death. Seneca. It is the nature of the wise to resist pleasures, but the foolish to be a slave to them. Curb your desire. Don't set your heart on so many things and you will get what you need. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Caretake this moment. Immerse yourself in its particulars. Respond to this person, this challenge, this deed. Immensely is studying and practicing Stoicism as best I can. You may not have read their books, but you recognize some of the Stoic thinkers: Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Cato. These thinkers share a philosophy of Stoicism that is based on 4 virtues: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. The same principles have been practiced by some of the wisest people to walk the earth. If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. Stoicism. Ray Green, JPG. Having affected the way I think in almost every way, Stoicism has also influenced how I work. I work with other entrepreneurs and their businesses daily. I have the unique experience of solving the same problems they have, myself. It stands to reason then, if I've gained helpful insights from the Stoics, you can too. Today I want to share some of the quotes that have shaped who I am today, as a person and an entrepreneur. I hope you find them as useful as I did. As they say, wherever you go, there you are. Entrepreneurs are notoriously hurried, busy, and moving from one goal straight to another. That drive we all share is undoubtedly helpful in building a business, but it's worth checking in to ensure we aren't staying in motion as a means of avoidance. Are we avoiding our inbox, our calendar, or a disgruntled client or customer? Being introspective and honest about why we are in such a hurry can help ensure we're working on the right priorities, for the right reasons. Are you worried about the competition? Concerned over what happens if you lose a key employee? Paranoid about running out of cash? Those are all valid concerns to ponder and plan for, but there's no need to carry all that weight on our shoulders and prepare for every possible thing that could go wrong. Why? Because most of it isn't in our control. The stress we put on ourselves worrying about problems often does more damage than the actual events. We suffer from all the worrying, but as you know, the worst-case scenario rarely comes true. Entrepreneurs are sought after for answers all the time, just like any leader would be. And it's reasonable to want to provide those answers to your team. But the simple truth is this: no one has all the answers, and acting as if we do prevents us from attaining them. You should ask questions. You should be curious. You should try and collect all the data you can and seek to understand it. But do it honestly and in pursuit of knowledge. Don't do it just to be perceived as someone who has the answers. Curiosity is also a key element in strong organizational cultures. Being afraid of failing or being wrong is completely natural. Everyone has these fears, especially leaders. The only real concern you should have is staying on a bad road to avoid being wrong for as long as possible. That's why entrepreneurs leading some of the best companies today embrace being wrong. This allows them to course correct faster than the competition. The only thing that's harmed from admitting we're wrong is our ego. I don't know about you, but maintaining objectivity and openness to correction creates a culture of success. The Stoics weren't keen on the new wave version of positive thinking you've no doubt heard about. They forced themselves to visualize what could go wrong to get comfortable with the fact. However, they knew that our minds are creating habits all the time, both good and bad. Negative self-talk, criticizing others, or complaining about things we can't even control. These are all habits. We can break those habits by creating new, better habits with disciplined practice. Why are we so driven as entrepreneurs? Are you building a business with a purpose? Are you building an empire for wealth? There is nothing wrong with wealth, and we need money to survive and enjoy many of the things we prefer. But we often chase the dream of freedom with money, only to realize that we have no freedom when we have big incomes. What we have are obligations that keep us doing things we don't enjoy to keep them. Slavery dwells beneath marble and gold. Last but not least, my favorite quote from Marcus Aurelius reminds me that I have complete control over my mind. Not the jerky cashier at the store, not the annoying junk email I unsubscribed from a dozen times already, not the periodic internet slowdown. Age is just a number, and it doesn't limit our ability to change. The idea of the power of now tells us that every moment is a chance for us to make a difference. Like a river that keeps flowing. Time always gives us new opportunities to change our path. This idea matches with Stoic beliefs, reminding us that it's never too late to make important changes in our lives. Every new beginning starts with the end of an old one. These words, which repeat Seneca's wise words, remind us of how powerful change and development can be. From this point of view, we should accept that life goes in cycles, and recognize that deaths are not only the end, but also the start of something new. Having this kind of perspective helps us stay upbeat and strong when things change, because we know that every ending, no matter how hard, can lead to something good and new. It's easy to think that once we hit a certain age, our chances to change and grow are gone, because we live in a society that often praises youth as the best time to learn and grow. In contrast, what if we told you that it's never too late to start over, learn new things, and change for the better? As we go through life, there are times when our old habits and our hopes for the future take different tracks, at these points of no return. The timeless knowledge of Stoicism shines best, showing the way forward. People who are older often feel like they don't have as many chances as they used to. Stoicism, a philosophy with roots in old Greece and Rome, offers a different perspective. It shows us that every stage of life is full of possibilities, and every moment is a chance to start over. Marcus Aurelius said, "The universe changes our life is what our thoughts make it." This strong quote shows that Stoics believe that the mind has the power to change things, no matter what age or situation you are in. It's not just a philosophy. Stoicism is also a way of life. Its ideas are just as important now as they were when Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius wrote them. This philosophy teaches us to concentrate on what we can change, to separate ourselves from the results of other people's actions, and to find inner peace and resilience in the face of the changes and difficulties that come with life. This way of thinking gives you a lot of power, especially when you want to keep learning and change yourself. Let's start this trip together. Remember that it doesn't matter where you come from or how old you are. What matters is that you are ready to live in the present. Use the power of now and take bold steps toward ongoing learning and growth. Let the advice of the Stoics help you get through the rough seas of change. Let's also talk about how it's never too late to reinvent yourself and reach your full potential. We're going to talk about how it's never too late to change, get better, take on new challenges, and reinvent yourself today. Now come with us as we learn the secrets of Stoicism for improving yourself and learning throughout your life. Our first lesson will be about understanding the power of the present moment. Lesson 1. Enjoy the present. The first and most important lesson on the Stoic path of ongoing learning is to enjoy the present moment. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without worrying about the future." This is what drives our desire to keep growing. According to Stoicism, time is not seen as a straight line, but as a set of present moments in which we live and act. Right now is where our power is. The past can't be changed, and the future is hard to guess. As a result, we can control and act in the moment. Getting started over today, you might feel bad about missed chances or anxious about the unknown future. Stoicism, on the other hand, instructs us to see each day as a fresh start. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself that you can start over, learn something new, or break a bad habit. This way of thinking isn't just for kids. It's a timeless idea that works for everyone. Actionable steps to live in the present. 1. Mindful awareness. Do a mindfulness activity first thing in the morning. Pay attention to your breaths as you sit still. Forget about the past and the future that you are worried about. Focus on the present moment to daily affirmation. Tell yourself every morning that today is a new chance to learn and grow. Speak. Today I am a learner. Today I embrace new beginnings. 3. You should pick a small thing you want to learn or get better at. It could be something as easy as reading a chapter, learning a new language for 15 minutes, or cooking something new. The important thing is to make it realistic and based in the present, the Stoic way to learn for life. The Stoic way to learn for life is to develop an attitude that sees the present as a place where growth and change can happen. It means seeing each day as a new part in your life book, where you are the author and can start writing a new story. No matter what page you are on, the lesson of Stoicism that we should use the present to start changing and learning is a strong warning that age is just a number. Your road to continued growth and development is set by how you think and act today. Don't miss this chance. It's never too late to learn, grow, and change. Lesson to being strong in hard times. Stoic philosophy is based on a deep understanding of how unpredictable life is and how bad things will always happen to you. Marcus Aurelius, a famously Stoic emperor, said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." This lesson is about turning problems into opportunities, which is a key way of thinking for anyone who wants to learn new things and improve themselves throughout their life. But especially as they get older, adversity as a teacher. Stoics don't see problems as problems, but as lessons that are worth learning. You can practice virtues like patience, courage, and resilience every time you face a problem. It's normal to have problems when you're trying to learn something new or get used to something new. Don't see these as mistakes. Instead, see them as ways to get better and master things. Choosing to be uncomfortable. Choosing to be uncomfortable is a way to build resilience. In this case, stepping out of your comfort zone could mean doing something that scares you, or taking on an intellectually difficult job. Being able to handle pain is something that you should work on because it will help you in all of your learning. Steps you can take right now to build resilience. One day yourself every day. Come up with a small way to leave your comfort zone every day. It could be starting a talk about a subject you don't know much about, taking up a new hobby, or learning a new language. To think about your past successes every day, take some time to think about the problems you've solved in the past. Your confidence in your capacity to overcome future challenges is strengthened by this thought. 3. Having a growth mindset means believing that your skills and intelligence can improve with commitment and hard work as you begin to see problems as chances to learn and grow. This attitude encourages resilience and a love of learning. For writing in a book every day can help you see things more clearly. Write down not only the problems you face, but also how you deal with them. This practice gives you a sense of perspective by showing you how you've dealt with problems in the past. Read over your post to see how you've changed and how you can keep growing. This habit fits with the Stoic practice of self-reflection, which helps you remember what you've learned and get ready for new tasks. 5. Prayers for the Stoic. Set aside time. For prayers for the Stoic that focus on resilience, think about the idea of the dichotomy of control, which means separating what you can control from what you can't. Focusing on the things you can change, like your actions, responses, and attitudes, gives you more strength to deal with problems. This exercise also makes you less anxious about things going on in the outside world, which makes you more adaptable to be more resilient. When you're having a hard time learning new things or adjusting to changes, remember, yourself have the Stoic view that everything changes, even the hard things. You can turn every problem into a learning opportunity and every failure into a chance to improve your character by asking yourself, what can this teach me? The Stoic practice of building resilience through suffering entails actively utilizing for one's own development and education. You can approach the path of ongoing learning with confidence and purpose regardless of your age, by accepting obstacles and seeing them as chances to gain strength and knowledge. Remember that your path of ongoing growth is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. With this second lesson, you now have another strong Stoic tool to help you deal with change and keep learning throughout your life. Stay tuned, because we're going to talk about more Stoic lessons that can help you change and grow at any age. Lesson 3. Knowing yourself and talking to yourself inside reflective self-examination. Stoicism tells us how important it is to know ourselves and keep looking at ourselves. Through his personal thoughts and observations in Meditations, Marcus Aurelius showed how this could be done. The goal of this lesson is on getting to know yourself better, which is an important part of learning and growing as a person. Stoic says that knowing yourself is important for personal growth, so it plays a big part in learning. By being aware of your feelings, thoughts, and behaviors, you can see your abilities and areas where you can improve. Knowing yourself better is important when you're trying to learn new things or adjust to change, because it helps you make smarter choices and face problems more clearly. Doing reflective self-examination. To do reflective self-examination, you need to regularly take time to think about and study your actions and thoughts. This process helps you make sure that your actions are in line with your values. See patterns that aren't serving you and change the way you act on purpose. Actionable steps to become more self-aware. 1. Daily self-reflection. Take a few minutes every day to think about what you did, what you thought, and how you felt. Did I act in line with my values today? Or what emotions did I feel today? And why are some questions you could ask yourself to mindful response practice when you have to make a choice or respond? Take a moment to think about what you want to do. This practice helps you think about what you're doing before you do it, rather than acting on impulse. 3. Feedback. Ask trusted friends, family, or coworkers for feedback on a regular basis. Looking at yourself from the outside can help you understand parts of yourself that you might not be fully aware of. For reading and thinking about philosophical texts. Read and think about philosophical texts from different schools of thought, not just Stoic ones. Think about how these ideas fit in with your own opinions and experiences. This helps you get a more well-rounded view of life and learning by expanding your knowledge. 5 Stoic thought activities. Do Stoic exercises like view from above, in which you picture seeing your life from a faraway point of view. This activity helps you see your actions and their effects in a bigger, more objective way. Stoic practices like becoming more self-aware and doing thoughtful self-examination can help you learn more about yourself and find your way through ongoing learning. You can get a better sense of who you are. By regularly thinking about your feelings, actions, and thoughts and asking others to give you feedback, you can learn, change, and grow better. Because of this, no matter what stage of life you're in, you can have a more mindful, focused, and satisfying learning journey as you continue to learn about and use these techniques. 4th lesson, choose the virtue of moderation. Lesson 4, the virtue of moderation. Temperance and self-control are 2 of the most important virtues in Stoic philosophy. To be tolerant, you must use moderation, balance, and self-control in all areas of your life. This lesson is all about how important moderation is for learning new things and growing as a person, especially as we get older and deal with the challenges of life. Temperance is important for learning because Stoicism says that any kind of excess can make life unbalanced and discordant, whether it's too much emotional pleasure or too much focus on one thing. It can lower the level of learning and life in general. So, temperance means finding a good balance and making sure that our goals, like learning new things and getting better at things we already know, are in line with living a full and happy life. Steps you can take right now to develop temperance. 1. Use mindfulness when you eat, watch TV, or read material every day. Ask yourself if the things you're eating are making your life better or making things worse. Put limits in place to set limits on your learning. Being excited about learning is great, but you should also set limits to keep from getting burned out. Make sure you have set times to learn new things, rest, and do other things. 3. Think about your wants and actions. Check your wants and actions often to make sure they are in check. Do you think you're spending too much time on something? Are your wants making you act in ways that aren't appropriate? Reflecting on yourself helps you keep a fair view of things. Do a variety of things to keep things in balance. Do a variety of things. If you spend a lot of time thinking about things, make up for it with artistic or physical hobbies. This all-around method improves health and helps people keep learning. 5. Say no a lot. Being tempered means being able to turn down some things like chances, requests, or even your own wants. This helps you stay focused on what's important and keeps you from committing too much or giving in too much. To live a balanced and self-controlled life, you need to practice temperance. In the setting of ongoing learning, it makes sure that our search for information and skills is practical and fits with our other goals. With mindful spending, setting limits, thinking about what we want, doing a variety of things, and learning to say no, we can keep our learning and life in balance. This Stoic virtue is important for a full and well-rounded personal growth path, especially as we get older and try to handle the complicated things in life with calmness and knowledge. Lesson 5. Learn how to be grateful. Lesson 5. The art of gratitude. Focus on being thankful. Being thankful is an important part of Stoicism. This lesson is all about how important it is to have a happy attitude, which is a key part of both personal growth and learning throughout life. One strong Stoic way to keep a positive and open mind is to focus on and appreciate what we have, instead of complaining about what we don't have. This is especially true as we get older. Focusing on the present and appreciating the worth of what we have right now are important parts of the Stoic philosophy. This includes things we can't see or touch, like our memories, knowledge, connections, and even our problems, because they all help us grow. Being grateful not only makes us feel better, but it also makes us more open to learning and personal growth with happiness and peace. Steps you can take right now to show gratitude. 1. Writing down 3 things you are thankful for every day can help you start or end the day. These can be as easy as a nice day, a good book, or a chance to learn. This practice helps you stop focusing on what you don't have and start noticing what you do have to think of challenges as chances to grow. When you face problems, stop and think about what they can teach you and how they help you get better. This new way of looking at things can change how you feel about problems into thanks for the lessons they teach you. 3. Enjoy the little wins. As you learn and grow as a person, remember to enjoy the little things that you do well. This praise encourages you to grow even more and makes you feel thankful for your progress. Say thank you to other people. Make it a habit to thank important people in your life, like family, friends, and mentors. Recognizing their influence on your life helps to improve your relationships and reinforce your own feelings of thanks. 5 Stoic meditations on impermanence. Do Stoic thoughts that are about how life and things will change over time. This exercise helps you value what you have more, which leads to a lasting feeling of thanks. 6 Mindful enjoyment of the present. Throughout the day, take a few moments to just enjoy and notice what you're doing and where you are. This mindfulness exercise makes you more aware of the present moment and makes you naturally grateful. Stoicism says that learning how to be grateful is a life-changing practice that helps both emotional and intellectual growth. By practicing gratitude, you learn to see the worth in every moment, every struggle, and every chance to learn. Going about things this way not only makes you feel better, but it also makes you more open to learning and growing throughout your life. When you practice thankfulness, you can go through life with a heart full of thanks and a mind open to constant growth. Lesson 6. Be mindful and aware of the present moment. Lesson 6. Being aware of the present moment. Embrace mindfulness in your daily life by cultivating mindfulness and present moment awareness. Even though Stoicism and mindfulness come from different philosophy systems, they both stress life in the present. The Stoic desire of tranquility and wisdom is enhanced by the incorporation of mindfulness techniques into daily life, which is especially important as we continue to learn and grow throughout life. Stoicism and mindfulness work well together, focusing on the moment and becoming more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are things that both Stoicism and mindfulness teaches us. When we're in this higher state of awareness, we can handle life's challenges with calm and understanding, instead of responding on impulse in the setting of ongoing learning. Mindfulness helps you learn things better and deal with problems while keeping your mind calm and focused. Simple things you can do to incorporate mindfulness. 1. An easy way to start or end your day is to do some mindful breathing every day. Pay attention to how your breath feels as it comes in and out of your body. If your mind slips, bring it back. This exercise clears your thoughts and gets you into the present. To take time every day to fully watch your surroundings with your mind. This is called mindful observation. It could be as easy as paying attention to the little things in a room, like the way something feels, or the sounds of nature. Being able to be fully present is improved by this exercise. 3. Mindful listening in talks means paying full attention to the person who is talking, without thinking of what to say next. This not only helps you listen better, but it also makes your relationship stronger. For body scan meditation. Make a body scan meditation a regular part of your life. Relax each part of your body one at a time while you lie down or sit easily. This brings you back to the present and makes you more aware of your body's feelings. 7. The power of mindful thought and decision-making. One of the most important ways that Stoic philosophy can be used is to incorporate mindfulness into the decision-making process, to learn the worth of making decisions based on reason and acting with care. Read Stoicism, you can make sure that the choices you make are in line with your values and long-term goals by practicing mindful reflection before you make a choice. Your Stoic journey of tranquility and knowledge can be improved by incorporating mindfulness into your daily life. Mindfulness helps you be fully present in every moment, which makes learning more important and full. It gives you the strength to handle the trials of life with calm and understanding. Mindfulness is a useful tool for personal growth and lifelong learning as you continue to learn and grow. This is especially true when it comes to learning and personal growth, where the choices you make can have a big effect on your progress. Simple things you can do to make decisions more mindfully. 1. Before you make a choice, stop and take a deep breath. Whenever you have to make a big decision, do this. This puts some time between the trigger and the reaction, which lets you make a better choice to think about your values and goals. Think about how each choice fits with your long-term goals and core beliefs. Ask, does this choice lead me towards the person I aspire to be? 3. Think about long-term effects. When you make a choice, don't just think about the short-term effects, think about the long-term effects as well. This encourages a forward-thinking attitude that is important for learning throughout life, developing mindful resilience in the face of hardship. Mindfulness is also a key part of building resilience, which is an important trait for Stoics who want to find inner peace and grow as people. Being mindful when things go wrong helps you learn how to deal with problems without getting stressed by them. Being aware of this lets you act with calm and reason, instead of letting your feelings control you. Ways to practice mindful resilience in real life. 1. Recognize and name your feelings. When you're having a hard time, take a moment to recognize and name your emotions. This awareness acts as a wall between feeling the emotion and acting on it too. While you're feeling stressed, pay attention to your breath to bring yourself back to the present moment. This easy habit can help you feel less anxious and think more clearly. 3. Reflective writing on challenges. Write down your thoughts and feelings about the problems you're facing on a regular basis. Over time, this can help you see trends in how you deal with problems and choose more mindful ways to react. Making mindfulness a part of your daily life can help you live more in line with Stoic ideals. It makes you more aware of the present moment, which helps you learn and live with a calm, focused, and open mind. A state of tranquility and knowledge that is necessary for personal development and efficient learning at any age can be attained through mindfulness practice. Your journey of ongoing learning and self-improvement will be enhanced by adopting these practices, which help you manage the difficulties of life with a mindful and stoic attitude. Lesson 7. Care and understanding. With compassion and empathy, you can understand and connect with other people better. Stoicism, which is often thought to promote emotional distance, actually helps people become more compassionate and empathetic. In the field of ongoing learning, these virtues are essential for personal development, comprehending others, and establishing deep connections. Empathy and compassion make our lives better by letting us learn from both our own and other people's points of view and experiences. Stoicism and the duty to care. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to see things from other people's points of view and recognize that we are all human. This kind of empathy makes it easier to deal with other people, which is important for both emotional and business growth. By developing empathy, we make ourselves more open to different situations and points of view, which helps us learn and understand the world better. Steps you can take right now to develop kindness and empathy. 1. Active listening. When you talk to other people, listen actively. Pay close attention to the person speaking and try to see things from their point of view, without judging or responding right away. This shows that you care about and value what they think and feel. To communication and empathy. When you talk to someone, try to picture yourself in their shoes. To do this, you might need to think about their past, their experiences, and their mental state, and then react with kindness and understanding. Thoughts and feelings about the problems you're facing on a regular basis. Over time, this can help you see trends in how you deal with problems and choose more mindful ways to react. Making mindfulness a part of your daily life can help you live more in line with Stoic ideals. It makes you more aware of the present moment, which helps you learn and live with a calm, focused, and open mind. A state of tranquility and knowledge that is necessary for personal development and efficient learning at any age can be attained through mindfulness practice. Your journey of ongoing learning and self-improvement will be enhanced by adopting these practices, which help you manage the difficulties of life with a mindful and stoic attitude. Lesson 7. Care and understanding. With compassion and empathy, you can understand and connect with other people better. Stoicism, which is often thought to promote emotional distance, actually helps people become more compassionate and empathetic. In the field of ongoing learning, these virtues are essential for personal development, comprehending others, and establishing deep connections. Empathy and compassion make our lives better by letting us learn from both our own and other people's points of view and experiences. Stoicism and the duty to care. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to see things from other people's points of view and recognize that we are all human. This kind of empathy makes it easier to deal with other people, which is important for both emotional and business growth. By developing empathy, we make ourselves more open to different situations and points of view, which helps us learn and understand the world better. Steps you can take right now to develop kindness and empathy. 1. Active listening. When you talk to other people, listen actively. Pay close attention to the person speaking and try to see things from their point of view, without judging or responding right away. This shows that you care about and value what they think and feel. To communication and empathy. When you talk to someone, try to picture yourself in their shoes. To do this, you might need to think about their past, their experiences, and their mental state, and then react with kindness and understanding. Successful people are not gifted. They just work hard, then succeed on purpose. G.K. Nelson. Stop doubting yourself, work hard and make it happen. Anonymous. Don't stop when you're tired, stop when you're done. Anonymous. Work like there is someone working 24 hours a day to take it away from you. Mark Cuban. Don't complain, just work harder. Randy Pausch. Hustle is the most important word ever. Gary Vaynerchuk. Never give up on something that you can't go a day without thinking about. Winston Churchill. Hustle quotes. Winston Churchill. Fear is the disease. Hustle is the antidote. Travis Kalanick. Good things happen to those who hustle. Anais Nin. My hustle is nonstop. I never stop hustling. Young Jeezy. I learned the value of hard work by working hard. Margaret Mead. Nothing worth having comes easy. Theodore Roosevelt. The dictionary is the only place that success comes before work. Work is the key to success, and hard work can help you accomplish anything. Vince Lombardi. I'm a greater believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. Thomas Jefferson. The trouble with opportunity is that it always comes disguised as hard work. Unknown. Inspiration is one thing and you can't control it, but hard work is what keeps the ship moving. Good luck means work hard. Keep up the good work. Kevin Eubanks. You need 3 things to win: discipline, hard work, and before everything maybe, commitment. No one will make it without those 3. Haile Gebrselassie. I do not believe in excuses. I believe in hard work as the prime solvent of life's problems. James Cash Penney. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope. Barack Obama. Wanting change is step 1, but step 2 is taking it. Isaac Marion. Warm Bodies. Hustle quotes for Instagram. When people see a legend, they call it a legend. But to be a legend, it's a lot of hard work and patience. Burning Spear. I do not know anyone who has got to the top without hard work. That is the recipe. It will not always get you to the top, but should get you pretty near. Margaret Thatcher. Hard work spotlights the character of people. Some turn up their sleeves, some turn up their noses, and some don't turn up at all. Sam Ewing. I don't have any formula, I just work with my heart, putting in a lot of hard work. Ranbir Kapoor. Winners embrace hard work. They love the discipline of it, the trade-off they're making to win. Losers, on the other hand, see it as punishment, and that's the difference. Lou Holtz. Through hard work, perseverance, and a faith in God, you can live your dreams. Ben Carson. Laziness may appear attractive, but work gives satisfaction. Anne Frank. It's hard to beat a person who never gives up. Babe Ruth. Well, I realized finally that all of the hard work paid off. David Naughton. Like basketball, fashion is hard work. Amari Stoudemire. It means every industry requires constant hard work. Like I said, repetition and practice and hard work. Jerry Rice. I like to work hard and see the results of my hard work. Aaron Heatherton. You can't get there by bus, only by hard work and risk. Alan Alda. I enjoy hard work. I love setting goals and achieving them. Jewel. Whatever muscles I have are the product of my own hard work and nothing else. Evelyn Ashford. I always hustled to make money and pay for school. I was never afraid of hard work. Tom Freston. It took several years of hard work and small roles before I attained stardom. Bela Lugosi. There is only one religion in the world: hard work. Shah Rukh Khan. I'd like to show people that if you put the hard work in and you believe in yourself, then you can do whatever you want to. Oscar Pistorius. For every 2 minutes of glamour, there are 8 hours of hard work. Jessica Savage. Self-belief and hard work will always earn you success. Virat Kohli. If 4 things are followed, having a great aim, acquiring knowledge, hard work, and perseverance, then anything can be achieved. A. P. J. Abdul Kalam. Football teaches you hard work. It takes a lot of unspectacular preparation to have spectacular results in both business and football. Roger Staubach. Hard work always pays off, whatever you do. Dustin Lynch. My career has been successful, but it's been a grind of hard work. Emmanuel Creaky. Striving for success without hard work is like trying to harvest where you haven't planted. David Bly. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Colin Powell. We live in the kind of society where, in almost all cases, hard work is rewarded. Neil deGrasse Tyson. We all naturally want to become successful. We also want to take shortcuts. And it's easy to do so, but you can never take away the effort of hard work and discipline and sacrifice. Apollo Ono. I want the peace in knowing that it wasn't for lack of hustling that I missed a target for my dream. I want to know that the one thing in my control was under control. John Acuff. Luck is great, but most of life is hard work. Ian Duncan Smith. Quit hating and trying to be like the next man. Get on your own grind and be better than the next man. Whether you gotta hustle, work a job, or whatever, just do you. Sergio Bell. The best kinds of people in your life aren't those who gather to celebrate your success, but those who gather to help your hustle. Usman Ismail. The dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. Chelsea Rowe. Having the positive belief that it will all be okay just means that you hustle and make it work, because failure is not even an option in your own mind. Natalie Massenet. Without hustle, talent will only carry you so far. Gary Vaynerchuk. Everything comes to him who hustles while he waits. Thomas A. Edison. I'm sharp. What the street taught me how to do is how to hustle, how to make something out of nothing. Pitbull hustle until you no longer need to introduce yourself. Anonymous. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. Some people are born with very little. Some are fortunate enough to have it all. When I grew up, we didn't have much. I had to hustle to get what I wanted. But I had that hunger for more. I didn't always make the right choices, but I learned from my mistakes. Curtis Jackson. Hard work always wins in the end. Lucas Till. Determined never to be idle. It is wonderful how much may be done if we are always doing. Thomas Jefferson. I don't count my sit-ups. I only start counting when it starts hurting because they're the only ones that count. Muhammad Ali. When I was young, I observed that 9 out of 10 things I did were failures, so I did 10 times more work. George Bernard Shaw. Give your dreams all you've got, and you'll be amazed at the energy that comes out of you. William James. Marcus Aurelius is one of the most famous Stoic philosophers and one of the most powerful people in the world while he was alive. He was the emperor of ancient Rome and would often write down his thoughts in his now famous journal we now call Meditations. This is one of my favorite books of all time, and an interesting look into the mind of Marcus. His journal was never meant to be published, so what you see here is pure honesty that ended up including some of the greatest Stoic quotes. The best answer to anger is silence. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Confine yourself to the present. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. You can commit injustice by doing nothing. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Each day provides its own gifts. Give yourself a gift, the present moment. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. Have I been made for this, to lie under the blankets and keep myself warm? Conceal a flaw, and the world will imagine the worst. Life is neither good or evil, but only a place for good and evil. I cannot escape death, but at least I can escape the fear of it. How trivial the things we want so passionately are. Settle on the type of person you want to be and stick to it, whether alone or in company. Consider at what price you sell your integrity, but please, for God's sake, don't sell it cheap. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Ignorance is the cause of fear. While we wait for life, life passes. Life is long, if you know how to use it. Hurry up and live. Cease to hope, and you will cease to fear. Wealth is the slave of a wise man and the master of a fool. Only time can heal what reason cannot. While we are postponing, life speeds by. Life, if well lived, is long enough. Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You will be able to use them better when you are older. He who is brave is free. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. It is more civilized to make fun of life than to bewail it. Difficulty comes from our lack of confidence. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. What really ruins our character is the fact that none of us looks back over his life. Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by rulers as useful. It does not matter how many books you have, but how good are the books which you have. When a person spends all his time in foreign travel, he ends by having many acquaintances, but no friends. For many men, the acquisition of wealth does not end their troubles. It only changes them. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. No man is free who is not master of himself. Men are disturbed not by things but by the view which they take of them. It is difficulties that show what men are. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. A ship should not ride on a single anchor, nor life on a single hope. No great thing is created suddenly. Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. It is the nature of the wise to resist pleasures, but the foolish to be a slave to them. First, learn the meaning of what you say and then speak. If you want something good, get it yourself. All the good are friends of one another. No loss should be more regrettable to us than losing our time, for it's irretrievable. Extravagance is its own destroyer. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Steel your sensibilities, so that life shall hurt you as little as possible. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. A bad feeling is a commotion of the mind, repugnant to reason and against nature. We begin to lose our hesitation to do immoral things when we lose our hesitation to speak of them. Humanity must seek what is not simple and obvious using the simple and obvious. Since every man dies, it is better to die with distinction than to live long. Only by exhibiting actions in harmony with the sound words which he has received will anyone be helped by philosophy. Thus, whoever destroys human marriage destroys the home, the city, the whole human race. He with the most who is content with the least. The foundation of every state is the education of its youth. Blushing is the color of virtue. Dogs and philosophers do the greatest good and get the fewest rewards. I am not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. The mob is the mother of tyrants. Poverty is a virtue which one can teach oneself. Just as nature takes every obstacle, every impediment, and works around it, turns it to its purposes, incorporates it into itself, so too, a rational being can turn each setback into raw material and use it to achieve its goal. Marcus. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. Marcus Aurelius. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you but your own judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. Marcus Aurelius. It's unfortunate that this has happened. No. It's fortunate that this has happened, and I've remained unharmed by it, not shattered by the present or frightened of the future. It could have happened to anyone, but not everyone could have asked, why is this so unbearable? Why can't I endure it? You'll be embarrassed to answer. Marcus Aurelius. To be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. Marcus Aurelius. What would have become of Hercules, do you think, if there had been no lion, hydra, stag, or boar, and no savage criminals to rid the world of? What would he have done in the absence of such challenges? Obviously, he would have just rolled over in bed and gone back to sleep. So by snoring his life away in luxury and comfort, he never would have developed into the mighty Hercules. Every difficulty in life presents us with an opportunity to turn inward and to invoke our own inner resources. The trails we endure can and should introduce us to our strengths. Prudent people look beyond the incident itself and seek to form the habit of putting it to good use. On the occasion of an accidental event, don't just react in a haphazard fashion. Remember to turn inward and ask what resources you have for dealing with it. Dig deeply. You possess strengths you might not realize you have. Find the right one. Use urtainly. Stoicism is a philosophical school that emphasizes personal virtue and wisdom as the path to true happiness. Here are some Stoic quotes that can inspire success in life. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Seneca. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. Seneca. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Seneca. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. Marcus Aurelius. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. Marcus Aurelius. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Seneca. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Seneca. He who is brave is free. Seneca. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Seneca. These quotes reflect Stoic principles such as focusing on what is within our control, embracing challenges, and cultivating inner strength. Applying these principles to one's life can contribute to a sense of fulfillment and success. Resilience is a word that most people would say is a positive trait, but few find easy to develop. For me, resilience is simply the ability to endure and overcome, all while limiting the negative impact that hardship can have on your mind, overall suffering, and outlook. Part of building this trait is perspective. It's seeing opportunity in adversity, accepting situations as they are, and moving forward instead of wishing they were better. It's also learning to be comfortable in the knowledge that you have the tools to endure. To that end, here are 10 Stoic quotes to provide small shifts in perspective towards resilience. 10. Stoic resilience quotes. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. Seneca raises a good point. Most of the things that we worry about are simply a figment of our imagination. They're not real, and it's rare that they ever become real. We spend our time worrying about fictional arguments, situations, and risks that never materialize into anything in the real world. All they do is cause us suffering. Pay attention to what you're worrying about. There's a good chance you're simply worrying about your own imagination. It isn't the things themselves that disturb people, but the judgments that they form about them. Epictetus. Whenever we experience something that causes us to suffer, there's a good chance that we're not suffering because of the thing, but because of how we perceive it. For example, imagine you're stuck in traffic. The traffic itself is not good or bad. It's just a line of cars. However, your perception of the traffic makes it good or bad. As the old saying goes, be the change you want to see in the world. Take responsibility for your thoughts and your actions. Don't expect anything from other people. If you're stuck in a negative situation, be the person to add some good and make it better. If you find yourself complaining about something, think about what you can do to make the situation better. Rely on yourself to improve your life. Don't expect good to come from the world or other people. You might be waiting a long time. You can bind up my leg, but not even Zeus has the power to break my freedom of choice. Epictetus. Epictetus points out an important rule for life. We can't always decide what happens to us, but we can always decide how we respond. We are responsible for how we act and how we react. No one can take this freedom of choice. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. Epictetus. Epictetus makes an observation here that is key to the development of resilience. We have to manage our expectations. If you hope for everything to behave as you want it to behave, you are setting yourself up to suffer. Most things in life are outside the reach of your control. You have no say in how they will transpire. So, if you have placed an expectation on the world to act as you desire, what you have really done is pinned your well-being on events that you have no control over. Your well-being is now at the mercy of chance. It is fragile. Instead, accept that the world and its people will act in their nature. All you can do is decide how you respond to them. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus. The benefit of reading philosophy can be profound. There is a massive wealth of practical knowledge hidden in the pages of books, papers, and essays. There's also benefits in discussing our philosophy, how we deal with different challenges, and our opinions on some of life's more difficult questions. However, Epictetus points out that reading and discussion are only part of the puzzle. To see the full benefits of our frameworks, we need to embody them. We need to practice what we preach, walk the walk, and not just talk the talk. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Viktor Frankl. This idea links back to Epictetus's dichotomy of control. There are many things around us that we have the ability to change. However, there are more things that are completely outside the realm of our influence. When we find that we have done all we can to influence our situation, but we still suffer, we are then challenged to look within. We have the ability to lessen suffering by simply changing how we perceive our situation. Can we find something positive in it? Are there any opportunities for growth? Will this hardship make us more resilient in the future? Can we learn anything from this? You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. The only things we really control are our thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, and actions. Everything else is outside the reach of our control. When we realize this, we are able to accept the world around us for what it is and take responsibility for how we respond to it. This prevents us from needlessly suffering because we expect the world to behave in a certain way. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, it provides us with a certain strength. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. Seneca. We are responsible for our actions. If we choose to act cruelly, we will do so. If we choose to act with compassion, we will. Everyone has the same responsibility. Wherever there are people, there is the potential for both kindness and cruelty. It's a choice that people have to make.